It's time for the Smash Our Stash collaboration again, and let's see what I managed to use up this month. Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome. It is time again for the Smash Our Stash collaboration. This was a free choice month, and I focused on using up the Sugar and Sparkle pad. So I have a lot to show you today, and so I'm going to kind of talk about the collaboration as I flip through my December daily that I made using this pad. I did laminate my cover. This was just a page in the pad. So this is a collaboration that I host, and it focuses on using up items from your stash. Usually it's items that you tend to hoard or you think are cool, and so you purchase and then you forget about them. So each month there is a different theme. This month was free choice. There are many other participants in this collaboration, and there is a hashtag up in the title and in the description that you can click on. If for some reason that hashtag brings in like some weird stuff, you can click on refine search to hashtag only. That should be an option at the top. And there are also participants on Instagram, so you can use the same hashtag there as well. So this is my December daily for this year, and I just took sheets from the pad. I did a lot of fussy cutting of items from the pad. There's a lot of text spots, flips, outs, opens, ups, whatever. I did some die cutting from scraps. I've got some envelopes in here that were pink, and so I chose to use them. I have numbers that I usually print out for December dailies that I do, and I haven't printed those out yet, but I will do that. And then as I journal or use the journal for the month of December, then I add the numbers kind of as I go. So that way, if I need 2 pages for a day or 3 pages or 1 page, I can just add the numbers as I go. Oh, I thought that was a tuck spot, but I guess that one's not. So this was kind of the big project I knew I wanted to create with this pad. I love this pad, and I have used it in the past to make like some holiday decorations for my craft room because it's pink and it's Christmassy, and my craft room is pink. So that is kind of what I've done with it in the past. And then I decided I wanted to finish it off, but I wanted to do some things with it, at least one thing with it that I knew I could continue to enjoy the pad going forward, and that was the December daily. So I, like I said, used up some of the scraps. I used a lot of the cut aparts in here that were more like journal cards. So there's just a lot of different ways that I was trying to finish off the pad. I cut out a ton of these little Santas and these little Santas and poinsettias. And you'll see them in some of the other elements too. There's some of the poinsettias. And there were 2 of this Nutcracker cut apart. So I used one as the regular cut apart, kind of as a belly band, and then the other one was back here. I had just fussy cut him out and just used him as kind of an embellishment. So this was fun, and I am excited to use it. This is just another text spot. This was a 6x6 cut apart, like that had a circle around it, and I just took the Santa out with the poinsettias and kind of die cut punched some circles out of the rest of that cut apart. And then I only have gold wax thread, so that's what I used, but I did have some of this pretty kind of mauvish pink seam binding, and that is what I used to kind of hold it together. So the other thing I did, I started out the month with the 2023 sheetload, December 2023 sheetload of cards, and made 8 cards using 4 different like 6x6 pieces of the pad. And then when I was going through, like at some point I had with the pad and all my scraps, I had these things that I had cut with my silhouette a while back, I guess. But the one is just a tag that a candy cane, or I guess even a sucker, could go through, and then you can attach it to a gift, and so you can write, you know, who it's to and from, and then also include a little sweet treat. So I had a handful of those that were already cut. And then these are little tags that you can stick a Ghirardelli square. It fits perfectly in here, or you could probably do a tea bag too. But then you can like tie it and then still attach it to your gift. And there's, you know, depending on how you fold them or what you embellish them with, you can have place to write. So I had a handful of those as well. Like I said, I'm not sure when the last time I used this pad was, but these were ready to go. So, and then I created like somewhere between 50 and 60 cards trying to use up the last of the pad. So I started out trying to use up some of the cut aparts that actually had a sentiment on it. And then I did go through the pad and cut out or trim down some of the less busy papers that I had to be card mats. So I have 2, 'Tis the Season, and then All is Calm, All is Bright, and did some layering with gold and with some of the other pattern paper. And then there were some 6x6 cut aparts that I knew I didn't want to use as 6x6, and so this one, All is Calm, All is Bright, again, and I just fussy cut around the sentiment and then added that onto a card. And then there were 2 left with Noel, and so again, just fussy cut the sentiment and then layered it up with some poinsettias. And then I pulled in some past sheet loads to kind of help myself get through these cards fairly quickly. There was a border strip page, and so I went back to August of 2023 sheet load and used up some of the wider borders, and then there were also some scraps that I thought made good borders. Like especially I had some scraps of this bottle brush tree pattern, and then I brought in some Love from Lizzie gold strips. These these gold sentiments were from that border cut apart. And then I also brought in, they come on a sheet, kind of like the Love from Lizzie strips, but they're older than, they're not Love from Lizzie, they're older. They've been around for a while, but it was like border strips that just said continuously Merry Christmas, like almost 11 inches. And I just trimmed out each Merry Christmas and used them as sentiments and managed to use up that sheet that I've had for a while. Got a bunch of that version, and then I went to November 2023 sheet load because it used the thinner strips, and I had a ton of thinner strips left as well from different things that I had cut. So I kind of just went through. I've got pattern paper mat on each one of these. I was able to use scraps for the kind of corner pieces, and then I just went through the strips and added those in, added some vellum, and these were like ornaments that I fussy cut out of, I think, one of the border strips. And then used again my Merry Christmas border stickers, and then some of the scraps from the Love from Lizzie. I just added them to kind of balance out the gold. So, and then this one, I wanted to keep the poinsettias intact, so I just did 2 wider strips instead of the thinner strips, so a bunch of those. And then I had a couple full sheets left that had like some good focal patterns on them. And so I trimmed this pattern paper down so that it's I think 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, but I tried to get at least one whole Santa on each panel. And then I just used some scraps to kind of put a strip across the middle behind it to add something extra. And then again, my little Merry Christmas label, stickers, whatever. And then I brought in, I sometimes will cut my scrap vinyl pieces into like enamel dots kind of thing, but they're not. They're just vinyl stickers. And then these little things are what are in between the circles. And so this one just needed a little bit of extra sparkle, so I just added some of those on there. Kind of has just extra like snowflake kind of elements. Here I use the actual circles. So it just kind of varied on the card. And then I pulled out another sheet load. Call me Crafty Owl, like saved me a lot on this pad. This is going way back to June of 2019. I think this was the very first one. The first one I had in my binder anyway. And made a bunch. I just took the last full sheet I had and managed to cut it down into 12 different panels. And that's actually what the sheet load sketch makes. And use scraps for the little fishtail strip that comes down at the bottom. And then I took some of the fussy cut elements I had and backed them either on vellum or some other kind of circle, or sometimes if they were bigger, I didn't back them at all. And then added in some more of those Merry Christmas. So just kind of a mix of background mats, you know, the little fishtails, and then the elements in the center. Here, just trying to use up some of the snowflakes, poinsettias and snowflakes. And then there's some more of those big Santas. I love them. I think these are, of this sketch, these are my favorites, the ones with Santa, the big Santas on them. And then I was just trying to use up the scraps that I had left. So I have a couple of these. This was also like one of the border strips that was in there. And then I just layered up a couple different panels that I had, brought in some of the fussy cut poinsettias. This was just a label cut apart. And then some more of my vinyl stickers. Again, just layering some of the pieces that I had left. I did stamp some more of that Merry Christmas and Happy New Year poinsettia that I had used in my initial sheet load earlier this month. And using that rose gold. And then this, I actually stamped it on a cut apart because I thought it was kind of a little cool effect. So that is my cards. Like I said, I think there were, I don't know, between 50 and 60. And I do still have a pile of small scraps that I haven't put anything on the insides yet, so I will go back and do that. But that is my haul, my smash for this month. I have made some other projects from this pad in the past that were kind of fun. So if I can find those, I will link those down in the description box for you if you need some more inspiration for this pad. Again, please be sure to check the hashtag for the participants here and on Instagram. And thank you guys so much for your time, and hope you all have a very crafty day.